This is one of my new favourite books I've ever read, and also the cover is... And it turns out this is about gay witches. That's all I need, really, gay witches. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my Booktube channel, Books with Leo. So actually I had quite some videos planned in and stuff that I wanted to upload, but I thought maybe I should upload this first because this is what we all need right now. I've been seeing a lot of videos circling the internet in this time where everybody's talking about comfort reads and reads that will reduce anxiety and make you happy and like feel warm inside. And to be honest, that's like the only kind of books I aspire to read, really, because if a book can give me that warm, homely, safe feeling, that's like the perfect thing for me, especially if the book also has some humour packed into it then. This trend is perfect for me, I'm loving it. So in the situation right now, I've seen a lot of people upload these kinds of videos, and yeah, I thought I'd hop into the trend. I'll link some of the favourite videos that I've seen circling around down here. One of my favourites was from Shanice Noelle, and she uploaded this beautiful video with perfect recommendations. Like, I got so many out of it. We really have the same reading tastes, so that was perfect. I have around 4 or 5 books today that I want to recommend to you guys, and they're all very comforting, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. The first book I would like to recommend is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. I hope you guys are not yet bored of me talking about Radio Silence, but I hadn't mentioned it in a while, and I was like, I should mention it. So here we are. This book made me feel amazing. It has a lot of humour, but it also deals with important topics, and at the same time it's very comforting, I think. It made me very happy, and that's what we all need right now. This is about Frances, who's a bit of a study nerd, and she's always studying. She's very into like getting good grades and doing well for herself, and I think that's really relatable for a lot of people. In her spare time, she's a super big fan of the podcast Universe City, and she loves it. I think she writes or she draws, like she makes fan art for it. She's like, it's her thing. And at school she meets this guy called Aled, and they become friends, and we know, the reader knows, that Aled is the creator of Universe City, but Frances does not know. And this novel is just about friendship. It's really coming of age, and it's about discovering yourself. My cat is destroying my chairs. Lusu, dat mag niet, hè? Nee? Okay, moving on. But this is a super comforting book. I read through it so quickly. It has love. Like, it has a love story inside of it, but it's not between the two, like, main characters. So that's perfect, because I hate it when it's supposed to be, like, a beautiful friendship, and then they're like, boy, girl, so I suppose they fall in love. That's, like, so stupid. I really love this book. Super comforting. Would recommend to anybody. My next read is a bit less well known, and this is These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling. Oh, there's something dropping out of that. I came across this on Amazon, and I was just like, this cover looks super cute. I love illustrated covers, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna take a look at this. And it turns out this is about gay witches. That's all I need, really, gay witches. I picked up this book about gay witches. It was amazing. I loved it, and this is perfect for escapism, but it's also like lighthearted and it's funny. This is about Hannah, who's an elemental witch, and with her coven she lives in Salem, and she has a bit of a problem because her ex-girlfriend Veronica is in the same coven as her, and this is not easy because they have to do all sorts of things together, even though she just wants distance from her ex because Veronica is really like a pain in the ass. But then some terrifying blood ritual interrupts their school like yearly bonfire, and Veronica and Hannah need to team up together to find out if there's a blood witch in town and what the blood witch is doing. But Hannah also has a crush on a new girl, and there's all sorts of fun things happening in this book. And the cover is beautiful. I don't know what other encouragement you could possibly need. Just pick up this book. The next book is a book I've talked about before on my channel as well, and this is Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I think this is my favourite middle grade novel ever. It is just so... It's so beautiful. It makes me so happy. It's super comforting. Like, maybe I'll read it again just right now because, like, I love this book. So this is a middle grade novel, and it has a cute illustrated cover. We love that. This reminded me so much of the first Harry Potter book. It has, like, all the happy feelings and like the lightness of middle grade, but it's still like a fun magical adventure. This is about Morgan Crow, who's cursed, and like everything in her town that happens is supposed to be her fault because she's cursed. At her 11th birthday or 12th, she'll be killed or something. She'll die, I think that's the curse. But then she's swept away by this really weird man called Jupiter North to go to the city of Nevermore, and this is like this magical land, and there she needs to go through some trials, and then she'll be accepted into a magical school, and that's what the second book is about, because her curse is actually a gift. Oh, these books, they're so magical, they're so whimsical, and she gets to live in this hotel in Nevermore, and the hotel's just like amazing. This is just like a mix-up, I think, of like Wes Anderson movies, because it somehow really reminded me of like the Grand Budapest Hotel and like that sort of stuff. But also, I don't know if you guys know Kick the PJ, but like he made like this short film about a hotel as well. Like, it reminds me of that too. And then it also reminds me of like Roald Dahl children's stories, coziness, and also Harry Potter of that coziness. So this is just a mix-up of so many things I love, and yeah, definitely recommend this book. Then I already mentioned Roald Dahl, but now I'm going to recommend Roald Dahl. I have 3 Roald Dahl books here. I have Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, The Twits, and Mathilda. And Mathilda I have in Dutch here. And yeah, Roald Dahl is just heartwarming, really. I'll just hold up one for now. But yeah, I recommend basically any sort of children's fiction that Roald Dahl has written, but I love his adult fiction as well, but it's a bit more dark and like it's a bit more serious at times. But his children's fiction is just heartwarming. It's very funny, it's lighthearted, it's comforting, and like, yeah, it's beautiful, and it's good for your Goodreads challenge because these books are usually very short and you fly through them. So if you're just looking for like something to curl up with in bed with like a hot cocoa and something fun to read, perfect. I think most people know what all of these stories are about, but they're generally about like outcasts that go on an adventure. I think that's a great summary of every Roald Dahl book. And the final recommendation is The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. I read this very recently and I loved it. This is one of my new favourite books I've ever read. The cover is beautiful. This is about January Scholar. She grows up in this really big old mansion called Lock House together with Mr. Locke. Mr. Locke is not her father, he's like sort of an adoptive father. He's a very rich white man, and her own dad is travelling around the world looking for special artifacts. And when January's 7, she discovers a door, a magical door that goes to a different land, and from there out the adventure begins, and January has special powers, it turns out. This is just such a magical, whimsical book. It's beautiful. It's also a bit like, it has a lot of melancholy, and it's bittersweet, like Jade said on the live stream. I was live streaming for the Keep Calm Readathon with Jade and Rachel, and they described this perfectly. This is such a bittersweet book because it's tragic, but it's beautiful and it's funny at the same time, and it's super magical, but also very like, this is perfect for escapism. It's very comforting, and yeah, I would recommend this to anyone. I've just said that about all of these books, but I'm just very enthusiastic. Oh, and the prose is also so beautiful. Like, there were like, I think, more than 20 sentences that I just wanted to write down because they were so beautiful. So yeah, read this book. Okay, so those were all the comfort reads I wanted to recommend to you guys today. I hope this video helped you, and definitely let me know your comfort reads in the description because I'd love to know, because like I said before, these are my favourite type of books. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.